Hello, my beautiful human family. Today we are going to be talking about the emotional paradigm shift, the awakening of our emotional system, and how this can literally not only change your life, but empower you in the most profound ways and allow you to live any kind of life that you want to live and allow you to live the highest quality of life that you could have ever imagined for yourself. My name is Ashlyn Wolf. Okay, so let's crack into it. I want you to get that our emotional body is the core foundation to our awareness in this life. It is the building block to our mind and to our thoughts, and the mind and the emotions are the building block to the choices that we make into our physical reality, our physical action, what we attract, what we go towards, what we feel is available to us. Our entire paradigm for reality at the foundation is how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about the world, and how we feel about our ability to make changes and move forward. So if you are born into a society that does not understand the importance of emotions and in fact discards them as invalid and not useful, and in fact any negative emotion is completely unacceptable, we are now turning our back on our natural system, on our natural biological system that has been programmed within us to help us in this life. And our emotional system is a biological program within us that actually tells us what we want to experience. It is the core basis for our experience here. And when positive emotions come up, we are having a positive core feeling experience. We say we like this, and it is the very pleasure to which everybody strives for in this life, is to feel good in themselves and in their life. And when we have a negative emotion come up, that biological system is telling us what we don't want, what we would like to have changed, and how we want things to be different. It is communicating to us about how the outside world is impacting us and interacting with us, the difference between us and the outside world, what information is there about how we're being treated, how we're interacting, how we're coming in contact with other. There's valuable information there. But because we have neglected our emotional system through our upbringing and through the trauma that forms within every person when things happen to us in childhood that we don't understand, that we can't make logical reasoning towards, we're stressed, and ultimately the dysfunctional relationships within society today leave us to experience total trauma in our upbringing to various different degrees. And we start to store this trauma and these emotional blockages in our emotional body and in our system, and more so, we're taught to push it away, and we are taught to deny the very existence of our emotional body, and we are taught that when valuable information indicating to us information about what we could do in our life, what needs to change in our life, what's happening in our life, when valuable information comes up through the emotional body, we're like, yeah, we better deny that right away because it's an unacceptable thing. And so we as humans don't understand not only the purpose of the emotional body, but we have about a niche of information on what to do with the emotions, how to respond to them, how to be connected to them, how to interact with them. For example, if you are trying to speak the Chinese language and you've never even been to kindergarten for the Chinese language, you're fucked. We need to speak the language of emotions. And I'm going to link a whole playlist of videos that I've done that talk about ways to actually use our emotions and learn the language of emotions. But for this video, we are simply focusing on the awareness of their importance, but also on the awareness of our lack of function towards them, our lack of relationship with them, our disconnection with them. Even in the spiritual world, and even in the psychology field, and even in the self-help industry, people who know a little bit more about emotions and who have been taught a little bit about the importance of emotions, or maybe they even severely understand it, we are still living in a paradigm for the most part where we're not fully turned on to how our emotions are the freaking key to accessing our free will, are the freaking key to everything. So I'm going to give you some deeper understanding and examples to what I'm talking about here. The state of our life feels so bad, and it will instantly start processing, start moving, start changing. And if you want to get to the very fucking root of that, the completion process by Teal Swan allows you to go to the very core root of that emotion within you, and allows you to get to the root of the trauma within you, and it goes straight through to allow an integration within the entire system of that feeling and within that trauma, so that it can literally just become a part of you once more, and it's no longer at odds with you, and it's no longer at odds with your life, and it can now serve you to move forward exactly where you are. The feeling state of our life is the most important thing there is to life. It's the most important thing that it is to our relationships, and that it is to our empowerment and our choices, is how we feel. And no matter what your life is in this moment, if you would learn to start having a cultivated relationship with your emotions so that you do not feel powerless to them, and so that you can begin to heal, your entire life would feel completely different today. If you would actually make it a top priority in your life to prioritize how it is that you feel above all else, and to allow yourself to integrate and start healing. I have seen the completion process, which is a process of emotional processing. I have seen this process literally make me become a new person, as if I've gone through like 500 years of therapy. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It has allowed my life to look radically different in all ways. And it is with doing this work that you can find empowerment, that you can attract financial abundance and healthier relationships, and be the one to figure out how to go traveling or whatever it is your dreams and desires are. It also is going to allow us to treat every single person that we meet better, and to form deeper intimacy all around us, and we will ultimately be the domino effect for awakening within humanity. I will give myself as an example. In my life, from childhood, I was extremely powerless. I was extremely depressed, and I felt extremely even suicidal, and like there was nothing I could do or change about my life. And the number one modality that I committed to find empowerment, to find a state of well-being, to heal my trauma, to literally create such powerful decisions in my life, to attract powerful people and experiences, and to live a life that felt so fulfilling and so incredible, was the magic of emotional healing and emotional awareness and emotional connection. When you're in that state of emotional disconnection, we are being communicated in every moment this feeling of we are powerless to life, and we are a victim to life, and life is happening to us, and we're stuck in certain circumstances, and we're alone in those circumstances, and we can't get out of those circumstances, and it completely dries us of any motivation to do anything, and it dries us of any availability to see that no matter where you are, exactly from where you are, there's always a way to take steps towards change, to take steps towards a different life, to take steps towards empowerment. And some of the most successful, empowering, incredible people ever that you have heard of have all come from excruciating circumstances. And yet they did it. So if they can do it, why can't you? What makes you special? What makes them special? Well, it's all about the feeling like I can do those things, and it's worth doing those things. And humans have a conditional relationship towards pleasure and towards life. And so when we think of making changes in our life, we're not going to take action on it unless we feel like it's possible or unless we feel like it's guaranteed. And our emotional system gives us messages like, nothing's gonna change, these circumstances feel this bad, and so there's no way out of this. We are living in a tunnel vision of our emotional bodies, communicating to us that there's nothing we can do about life, and that we're stuck in this circumstance and situation, and other people can do something about it, but we can't. There are an endless stream of messages that our emotional system tells us about our life. And not only that, but it is the very undertone to why you feel like shit. One person could be on a beach and feel like it's the end of the world, and one person could be on a beach and feel amazing. The physical circumstances that you are in, no matter what they are going to change like night and day if you allow yourselves to understand how to actually bring those emotions closer, how to actually understand them, how to shift them, how to be present with them, and that emotional awareness and that connection with the foundational part of ourself is going to be a paradigm shift that all of a sudden you will see what is available to you. If you shift your emotions, you will start to feel better. You will start to feel hope. You will start to feel like things are worth living. You will start to feel like change is possible. You will start to feel, do you see that? You will start to feel empowered. You will start to feel hope. You will start to feel different towards your relationship to life and towards your relationship to your circumstances and towards your relationship to yourself. It's all about the feeling state. And if our tunnel vision feels horrible, and on top of that, we push those things away and we don't deal with them and we don't know how to deal with them, then we're going to continue feeling that way. And we're going to continue staying stuck in resistance, and we're going to continue not moving anywhere. The emotional tools that I have learned have literally allowed me to become a different person within 3 years, to live a different life, to attract healthy relationships, to create a healthy relationship with my family and friends, to create deep intimacy with them, to create deep empowerment within myself, to make huge physical changes towards health that I thought I would never make in my life, to be completely committed towards health in ways I thought I would never be committed to in my life, to make choices based off of joy, and to do things that are extremely healthy, and to move towards experiences that I used to literally beg for. I remember literally begging for things that I have today as easily as water, as easily as air. And they were simple experiences too, like going into nature with people and having a group of friends that really cares about you, that we can really do like the weird stuff that I'm into together with. And from the person that I was to the person that I am now, the most major thing that changed was I owned that core part of myself. It's not your circumstances. Yes, your circumstances matter, and it really is happening to you, and it really does suck, but it's not your circumstances that hold you back, and it's not the diversity of your life that holds you back, and it's not who you are that holds you back. If you want to change your life, and if you want to find empowerment, and if you want to create a different life and literally become a different person, the biggest thing to do is to click into place your emotional system where it belongs, to click into place your central self, your core self, the part of you that thinks things every single day and wakes up in the morning and is making the choices you're making and is acting on what you're going to do with your life and attracting from that place. If you would click into place, instead of having this wall of resistance and feeling horrible within them, if you would click into place a bringing closer towards your emotions, if you would bring them towards you, you would start to process them and you would start to allow them to go through their natural phase. When we're in an emotion, phase 1, that doesn't feel good, and we're resistant to that emotion, we're stuck with a fucking wall and a bag of bricks in our system. And it's essentially like we don't have the education to move forward. Somebody who brings their emotional system closer, which is literally a vital part of the foundation to which we create reality from. You have your mind, you have your body, and you have your emotional system. Our emotions are one of 3 major systems within us that allow us to have a vessel at all to drive this car that we're living in, our physical temple, through life. And if you are disconnected from and pushing away one of the most core information systems available to you about how to live the best life and how to have empowerment, you are literally like giving up a university degree that you could get for free. Everybody has the power to take those horrible, painful things within us. When you're in an emotional tunnel and when you're in feeling states that don't feel good, there is nothing outside of that in your awareness. We can't see or feel anything else except for horrible, except for hopeless, except for things will never end. And we start to see cemented proof of that over our lifetime. But if nothing else, if we bring that pain closer, and if we give that pain and that tunnel that we're stuck in all of our awareness, walking through that tunnel, it's endless. You're never gonna get out. It's a dark tunnel that's blinding you to anything else. And you can't see outside of that pain. You can't see outside of that experience. You can't see hope. How are you ever going to make any physical choice or attract any physical choice that is going to change the state of your life if you are stuck in a tunnel that is convincing you that you are powerless and that life is against you and life sucks and life is never going to get better and you're fucking hopeless? When we are feeling these negative emotions, it literally blinds us to anything else, to any availability, to any possibility. We are stuck there as if that is the only reality to our life. And hopelessness or powerlessness or whatever the emotion you're feeling is starts to manifest in every physical experience that you're having around you. If we truly understood that the answer to this feeling state, the answer to life not going our way, not feeling good, was to actually bring that emotional awareness closer and to allow it to process, to allow it to be heard and seen, to let it get its message across. It's basically like a small child within you that needs to have a fit, that needs to scream, and is communicating something to you. When a child is having a fit, they're like, I don't like that, I don't want that, I want this instead. That's underneath the fit. You need to let that emotion see through its screaming and its yelling and its hitting, and it will always come to a place where the message becomes more and more clear, and therefore its needs, its resolution becomes more and more clear. And you'll start to feel capable of actually giving that to yourself when you start resourcing what it is that that emotion needs within you. If we truly understood this, if we truly understood that the answer to a better quality life, that the answer to empowerment, that the answer to being a completely different person all starts with a connection to this core foundational program within us, within our biological system, we would be free of suffering. We would create the life worth living. We would create magic in our life, and we would be the change on this planet. Everything you feel powerless to on this planet, people in numbers, in large numbers, are capable of changing any wrong within this world if we band together. And we can't band together as long as we're all hurting and suffering silently. So it starts with you. It starts with how you interact with the world because of how you're feeling differently. And we can actually see global change when we start to empower ourselves, when we start to have the capacity to interact with humans in a different way. We will be the change that we want to see in this world. And we can band together in numbers to create a radically new earth. It is possible. No matter how bad it is possible. And this is coming from someone that has extreme PTSD, extreme trauma, that started very young. And yes, I know what it's like to feel like it can never end. And I know what it feels like to feel like physical circumstances are completely against you. There's always a way out, no matter how bad it is. And even if there's a physical thing that you're like, nope, that can like actually never change, like that's actually a part of me, your relationship to it will change, your acceptance of it will change. And what it is you are wanting and the availability about how you're gonna get what you want, that can change. I hope that this video was helpful. Subscribe for more.
Sun, chariot of fire, burning with desire as he runs the race. Half life